Hello everyone, welcome to episode 6. There's one thing that I probably should have touched on earlier in the series, and it's regretful that I wasn't able to do it then. It kind of slipped my mind, but I figure better late than never. If you remember at the very beginning of the game, we're prompted to name our character, choose our gender, and choose our birth month. The name of your character isn't very important, and your gender isn't very important, but one thing that does have a little effect on the game is your birth month. It, depending on what month you select, depends on what affinity you have in the game. The best affinities happen to be wind, thunder, and fire, so if you choose to, you can pick one of those. Or you can be like me and choose your own birth month. But for anyone interested, January is light, February is ice, March is wind, April is thunder, May is wind, June is anima, July is fire, August is darkness, September is fire, October is anima, November is ice, and December is thunder. So for me, my birthday takes place in February, so my affinity is ice. It'll grant a very small bonus to hit and avoid to all characters sharing the same affinity as me. So if you want to, you can select wind, thunder, or fire. That'll help you out a little bit throughout the game. It's really not that big of a difference to where you need it to complete the game or to finish any particular chapters. That said, we'll go ahead and cover what happened in our last video. We finished off with Lord Lundgren telling his soldiers to double the dosage of poison on Lynn's grandfather. And it was almost sort of implied that maybe he is being held captive and poisoned, and no one knows about it. As of right now, I don't really know if he's being, poisoned secretly. Whether it's, every morning for his breakfast there's a little bit of poison in his gauntlet, or if he's being held in some dungeon and they're literally just pouring poison on his throat. The second seems to be a real possibility just by, a particular line that Lord Lundgren said. With that said, we'll go ahead and get started with Chapter 6, Blood of Pride. At long last, Lynn arrives in the land of her mother's birth. Like he is, a federation of territories, each one ruled by a powerful marquise. Now, Lynn takes her leave of one of these territories, Arafin, and sets out to meet her grandfather, the Marquis of Kalen. However, the Marquis's brother, Lundgren, hungers to rule Kalen. He is preparing a deadly welcome for Lynn, who stands to threaten his grasp for power. Alright, so that was another thing that Lord Lundgren did. He told his troops, rally a force and go meet Lynn and her, ragtag group of heroes and shut them down. What city is this? This is Arafin. After Ostia, it's the second biggest city in Lycia. The second biggest, It does seem awfully big. By the way, where's Kent? He said he was going ahead to the castle, but... here he comes now. My Lady Lindis, let us proceed to the castle. They've prepared supplies for us. The Marquis has agreed to aid us on our journey to Kalen. He's going to help us. Yes, Arafin and Kalen have enjoyed a sturdy friendship for many years. Once I informed the Marquis of our plight, he agreed to lend us his strength. Looks like we've got a smooth road ahead. If we could pick up some soldiers, the road to Kalen would be that much safer. I'm truly sorry for hardships you've suffered so far. Don't be silly. You're so capable, Kent. Kent? Oh, and so are you, Thane. Of course I am. The castle awaits. Alright, so it seems like we've got a couple NPCs, green neutral units throughout this city. One in particular that stands out is, first off, this guy looks like he's got some mage robes on, and another one that ran up whenever Kent was running onto the screen. He had a bag thrown over his shoulder. I think that's going to be the first thief that we're going to see in this series. This is terrible. The castle is burning. What did you say? What's happening? Smoke from the castle. Hey, what are those men doing? As you can see, you've got that thief hanging up there in the left corner. Who are you? You're Lindis, aren't you? Ah, what do you... No questions. Prepare yourself. Hey! Alright, we got our first horseback archer right here, a character named Wrath. He's pretty good. He can fight long range. I think he can also bring out a sword, which is nice. It's always nice to have, you know, a mounted unit that also has range, because they can get around pretty quick and, you know, hit and pick off those targets that are causing you trouble. Ah! Yeah! What? An arrow? Who are... Milady Lindis! Are you alright? I'm fine. This man saved me. May I ask your name? Wait! Why did you help me? I thought a Sakian plainswoman was being attacked. I was mistaken. No, you were right. I am from Sakia. I'm Lynn, the daughter of the Lorca chieftain. The Lorca? There were survivors? Alright, so it seems like this guy, Wrath, you know, is also, you know, a plainsman. Maybe he's, you know, from a fellow, another tribe, and, you know, it appears that he knows about the Lorca and the attack that happened on them. He seems a little bit surprised that there were survivors, though. Yes. You should leave at once. A blaze has started in the castle and it's spreading. Don't be foolish and waste the life I had just saved. You're from the castle? What's happening? How severe is the fire? Is the Marquis safe? The castle is under attack and the Marquis has been accosted. The man who attacked you is probably one of the martyrs. As captain of the castle guard, it's my duty to rescue the Marquis. I see. Alright then, we'll help you. Milady? Why? These brigands are after me. If they're attacking the castle, it's because of me. So I must help if I can. It sounds like you're involved somehow. Let's go. You'll accept our aid? I am Wrath of Kutala. Our tribes may be different, but I will not abandon a woman of Asakia. Thank you, Wrath. 1,000 blessings upon you, and 1,000 curses upon our enemy. Come. You! What are you doing in my house? Peace. I mean no danger to you. Your home offers a good view of the battle outside. Look, I'll pay you for the privilege, please. Like a vulture waiting for the spoils, eh? Terrible. Pay up! I'll be hiding below, so don't bother me. I wouldn't dream of it. So it seems like we've got our thief here. He runs into this house so he can, you know, scope out the battlefield and, I guess, wait for people to either die and go loot their bodies, or just, you know, observe from there and try to find out where he can, you know, get the best of his spoils. You know, this lady, she clearly, you know, doesn't like it, but, you know, he's gonna pay her, and she, you know, she's gonna look the other way. Now then, which side has the most to offer? Once the Marquis is safe, my men can move in. Perhaps a secret passageway. Secret passageway? An underground tunnel leading to the throne room. There are triggers in the barracks that will open the tunnel. Head through the passage to the throne room and rescue the Marquis. Once that's done, can you drive the enemy from the castle? If we can release those triggers, my men and I can handle the rest. There are 3 triggers though. All 3 need to be released or the entrance won't open. But the doors to the barracks are locked. The enemy's within. If we don't get inside and finish them, we're stuck. So opening those doors is our first objective. Now the goal of this chapter is to find all 3 of the triggers throughout the map and activate them. To open the doors, you'll need door keys or the services of a thief, which is where our thief up in this house is probably going to come in handy for us. What shall we do, hero? We don't have any keys with us. Perhaps some of the martyrs are carrying keys. There are maybe times when you're unsure how to proceed. Stop by checking status on the map. When you visit homes, villages is a good way to get information. Who knows what hints you might find. Let's try visiting a house. So we're gonna go ahead and move Lynn up. The game's gonna kind of play for us here and tell us what to do. We still haven't reached a point where we can make our own decisions. Hey you, can I talk to you? Who are you? I'm Matthew, a specialist in acquisitions of all kinds. Would you like to buy my services? I've no need for a thief. Really? And how do you plan on opening the barrack doors? What? How did you know about Bullseye? Don't be mad. Hire me. For you, I'll even lower my normal rate. I do need those doors opened. Okay, you're hired. Why did you choose to ally yourself with me? I was watching the battle from up above. Your group looked like a lot more fun than the dead guy. Pretty simple, really. You're so odd. It's time to get to work. The thief Matthew has joined your group. Thieves have picks, what they can use to open doors in castles. Picks are usable by thieves only. It's time to open that door. Select Matthew. Alright, so how picks work in this game is just like your weapon. Each pick has a certain durability, and each time you pick a lock, that durability goes down. Alright, let's go ahead and get Matthew to open up this door right here. The door has been opened. With that, you can also see inside the room behind the door. Within the room, there's a different colored floor tile. That looks like one of the triggers we're looking for. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move Wrath up there. And he looks like he's got some pretty good movement too. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles he can move. So that's pretty good. Alright, so triggering that tile right there opened up another door where I can now see a chest and a guard blocking a door farther back into the room. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move Florina right here to visit this home. The captain of the Marquise's guard is a fellow named Wrath. I've heard tell that he's a nomad from the plains of Sakia. Odd, considering how the Marquise so obviously hates the nomads. I guess the Marquise is pleased to have a nomad under his control. The way of aristocrats are beyond my comprehension. Alright, so she's visited that house. She's got some movements left, so I'm going to move her, out of the way and, keep her safe a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move Kent up to hit this guy right here. Use my lance. And he's able to land a hit on me, but it's only 2 damage, so I'm not really worried about it. These guys, for the most part, they're going to be pushovers throughout this mission. Go ahead and move Sane down here. Or actually, I'll go ahead and move him here, so he's, 1 tile closer to getting back into the battle. And I'll have him hit this guy. And again, I'll probably get hit here, but it's only 1 damage, so it's something I'm not really worried about. Alright, now that both of these guys are weakened, I'll go ahead and have my range units pick them off. So I'll have Will finish this bandit here, and I'll have Urk finish that bandit that Sane just attacked. Alright, here's our critical hit. Like I said, those are always fun to look at. Battle animations, really fun, interesting. Alright, so now we've got 3, we got a village here, and a house. So I've got 1 village I need to visit, and 2 houses left on the map. So I'll go ahead and send Sarah up here to visit this village. We can't do business with all the fighting in town. You're mercenaries, right? Can't you do something? Huh. You can't get the barracks open? I bet a thief with a set of picks could open any door you needed. Hold on. I may have something here to help you. Here it is. This is it. 1 door key. Door keys can only be used once, but anyone can use them. Here, no charge. Now go get these thugs, will you? Alright, so we got our first door key. Like I said, any unit can use them, which, is pretty valuable, but they can only be used once, so you really gotta choose, who you want to send to open that door. Because once you open it, you don't know what's going to be inside that room. You don't know what's on the other side. So you want to get someone who's, pretty prepared to take on any damage that they might receive from enemies waiting inside the rooms. Go ahead and send Dorcas up here to visit this house. So what's your weapon of choice? Sword, lances, spears, or do you favor bows or magic? Stabs? Whatever it may be, the more you use it, the more skilled you become. Swinging your sword about will allow you to master it. Eventually, you'll be able to wield weapons of greater power. It's, as they say, practice makes perfect. You can check your skill level by pressing the R button. It's funny how the one character that I send to check that house is an axe wielder, and axes are the one weapons that weren't mentioned. Hey, unless my eyes deceive me, that's a chest. Say, hero, since we came all this way, what say we help ourselves? Huh? What do you mean no? Don't be such a bore. If you want to win, you've got to use every means at your disposal. That's an ironclad rule. Yeah, I know stealing's bad, I'm well aware of that. We're saving the Marquise, right? Let's just call this an advance on our reward, okay? And it's going to explain here, thieves can use their picks to not only open doors, but also unlock chests. So, I guess I'm going to be forced to use Matthew first. So I'll send Matthew down here to pick this lock right here in this chest. We got an angelic robe, which is a pretty useful item. I believe it increases your base HP by 7, which is pretty nice. You would normally have to level up 7 times to get that much health. So you can either choose to, get one of your tankier units with more health and just make them that much stronger, or maybe choose one of your squishier units like Florina, give her a little bit more health and give her, offer a little bit more utility to her in the battlefield. Hey, this is an angelic robe. This is good for those of us on the less robust side, like me for example. Magic items like this increases one's ability, vanish after being used. Give them to the people who need them the most, but don't fret too much about it or you'll never use it. Simply holding on to a useful item does no one any good. Matthew's got a pretty good point there. You don't want to hold on to your items throughout the entire game, but for right now I am going to hold on to it and, let my party build up a little bit more before I decide when and who I want to use it on. Go ahead and move Lynn up to this house, see who's inside of here. The Marquis of Arafin's hatred for the people of Seiki is well known. Nomads are barred entrance to the city on the Marquis's orders. He says he will not allow the nomad stench to infect his city. Long ago, the Marquis was in love with Marquise Caitlin's daughter. Okay, so I believe the daughter that he was in love with was Lynn's mother, so that may be why he was willing to allow Lynn into the city, because he obviously doesn't like nomads. But if he was in love with her mother, he might feel a sort of connection to her. It said she spurned him in favor of a nomadic prince. Yep, there we go. Even so, I think the Marquis goes too far in his treatment of the horsemen. I can agree with you on that one. Alright, so right now we've only got 2 enemies left. I'm not really concerned about it. But we've got 3 rooms here that are kind of hidden. We don't know what to expect behind them. So I'm going to go ahead and get, some of my units up here, ready for combat. And, it's going to be pretty obvious at this point that there's going to be a trigger in this room that'll probably open up one of these 2 rooms up here. So I'll send a small group over here to get ready for that. And then I'll go ahead and start moving everyone else up towards the top of the map. And the reason I'm going to send my horse, my cavalry over here is just because once they clear this room and trigger this switch, they're my fastest moving characters. They're going to be able to get up into this top half of the map and get into the battle more quickly than someone who's walking on foot. And I'll go ahead and send Florina over here to help them out a little bit, just because, I don't really know what's on the other side of that door. But let's go ahead and find out. I'll use my sword here. Oh, no, I'm going to use my lance. 97% chance of doing 17 damage twice. So this guy really doesn't stand a chance against Kent. He's just a basic foot soldier, and Kent's a trained knight. So you can see, my characters are reaching the point that my higher level ones aren't even gaining that much XP off of getting kills, so that's how I know that it's probably going to be about time for me to, kind of start letting my lower level units finish off kills. And it seems that I can't really open this door just yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade my door key over to Sane. And then I'm going to have him move up and open this door. And I could move Matthew down there and open it with his lockpick, but I don't really think that it's necessary. And I'll go ahead and move Sane right here with the hopes that this bandit will attack me and he'll finish him off with his auto attack. If not, then I'll finish him off next turn and trigger that door the first opportunity that I get. So go ahead and move my mage up here. Get Florina up in here too. It seems I'm not going to need her help down there after all. Now it seems Matthew, he's well within range. 100% chance of doing 13 damage twice. So I'll go ahead and pick this guy off. He can't even fight me. Alright, there we go. That guy's dead. And I got another door key. Fantastic. So I'll be able to use that door key to open up this door right here. And I'll go ahead and move Matthew up here, just because I have a feeling that, you know, this wall is going to open up here in a minute. You know, this soldier's not doing a very good job of guarding the switch. You know, probably should have stayed there, but, you know, it's an AI, they're not the brightest bunch out there. Alright. Sane's the weaker of my two, you know, horseback units here, so I'm going to start moving him back to the battle first, just because I want him to level up if the opportunity comes around. And there we go, that was the second trigger. That leaves one more. So we got a little boss unit right here, his name is Bull. And we're going to finish off, you know, his little archer here, and we're going to finish Bull. We'll trigger this trigger here, and it'll probably open up this door right here. And then we'll be able to proceed with the mission. So go ahead and move Dorcas up. Move Lynn. And I've got 3 ranged units here. So I'm going to do what they do best. First I'm going to send Florina in to attack this guy right here with her lance. Normally, Florina, you don't want her anywhere near a bow user, but since it's close range, I don't have to worry about that 100% crit. Alright, now he's dead. Or, not dead, but, you know, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. He will be dead here in a minute, though. Now, it seems Matthew can finish this guy off here. You know, I always like the attack animation for the thieves as well. You know, they've got this underhand dagger that they just kind of jump up, and you can see clearly that they go straight for the throat, which is, you know, kind of funny. You know, they don't want to waste any time, just kill the enemy as fast as they can. Alright, so we'll have Urk right here. He's going to get a double hit. Bah, Lindis and her cadre. Is that the right word? I don't know. When did you arrive? No matter, I shall deal with you. Alright, so Urk's going to get a double hit here, and he's going to leave this guy with 10 health left. And then we'll be able to send in, let's see, looks like I won't be able to finish him this round. Yep, I'll just have to get my team ready, or I guess I can go ahead and, now I'm going to wait off on using that door key that I got, just because if I trigger this switch, I think it might open the door for me, and, well, I don't know, maybe there's a chest back there. Ah, there we go. So it seems like I don't want to finish this guy off just yet. Hopefully he won't step off of his tile that he's protecting. So far, one thing we've noticed is that bosses don't move, so I don't think it's something that we'll have to worry about. And I'll go ahead and spend an extra turn and just get my units in position to finish this guy off and let Matthew take that turn that he needs to pick this lock up here. It's going to be the last turn of the mission here. Let's go see what's inside of this treasure chest. Got an Armor Slayer. An Armor Slayer, just as the name suggests, Armor Slayers are useful against knights in armor. You want to know something? You need to give weapons to those who can wield them. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a perfectly good weapon. Take this blade. I mean, I can use it, but I'm not too strong and I just hate being counterattacked. Anyway, think strategically about who you give weapons to. Alright, so this Armor Slayer was kind of given to us so we could, you know, take this guy out here that does have this armor. Luckily we've got Urk, and he kind of passes that armor on his own with his magic, so we don't really need to equip that to anybody to, you know, get that extra damage in, that piercing power. I'll go ahead and use Urk right here to finish this guy off, because I want Urk to level up. Gah! Lord Lundgren. So his last breath, he calls out the name of his lord. Urk gets his, I think it's his first level up, yep. And that's a pretty good level up, you know, 4 stats leveled up. With the rest of my units, you know, I've only ever seen on the first level up maybe their health and strength going up. So that was, yeah, a pretty good level up right there. Go ahead and send Lynn up here to trigger the final switch. So this is the final one. We should be good to go. Here it is, hero, the hidden passageway. Good work. We'll let Wrath take over from here. Alright. Ah, it's Wrath. You've done well. What a performance. Sir, if you have praise, it should be given to this group. Who are you? My name is Lindis. I'm pleased you're well. Oh, it's you. You're Marquise Kalen's... Leave us, Wrath. I would speak with this girl. Now, Lady Lindis, do you know the identity of those responsible for this uproar? I believe it to be the work of my granduncle, Lundgren. That's exactly right, which means my castle has been damaged in your family's petty inheritance dispute. My apologies. When I heard that Lady Madeline's daughter was in trouble, I thought to lend my assistance. I find I've changed my mind. I withdraw my offer. Wow. So, at first he was willing to help out Lynn, and then he realized, by, offering his hand out in a friendly gesture, it's caused, his people to come to threat. And, it's understandable that he doesn't want to help them anymore. He's got to keep the interests of his people, somewhere in his mind. Marquis Erfin, you gave me your word, my lord. Your name is Kent, is it not? You failed to inform me of one most vital detail. What do you mean? This girl does resemble Lady Madeline, but I didn't expect to see her so tainted with the blood of Sakia. What? Don't you feel the Marquis of Caelin would be troubled to meet this nomadic mongrel? You, Sane, hold. My apologies, my Lord Marquis. Your man is poorly disciplined. Marquis Erfin, please, if you would grace us with your aid. I hear Marquis Caelin is ill in a bed. I question if he will survive to meet this girl, in which case his brother, Lundgren, will claim his title, and I certainly wish to avoid trouble with the coming Marquis. You scheming Sane! I understand. Kent, Sane, will take our leave at once. My Lady Lindis, sweet. I am proud of Sakian blood that runs through my veins. I will not accept aid from one who disparages my heritage. Alright, so right there, it seems that, the Lord here, he's kind of worried that if he helps out Lynn, that when Lundgren comes into power, that he'll have to worry about him. So it's, it's kind of, he hates nomads and doesn't want to help them for that reason, and also, he doesn't want any harm to come to himself, so he's being a little bit selfish. One could even go as far to say that he's being a coward in this situation. That was well done, milady. The Marquis is a lout. Don't worry about anything. We're all here for you. Isn't that so, Kent? I beg your forgiveness. One thing also that I just want to touch on a little bit is it was kind of interesting that he sent Wrath out of the room before he made those statements. It seems like, he doesn't... I feel like if he had said that in front of Wrath, Wrath probably would have taken it a certain way, and he probably would have lost the captain of his guard. So, just a good example how, the characters in this game are always scheming, and, it seems like they're always one step ahead. I beg your forgiveness. Why are you apologizing, Kent? I've been so concerned with seeing you to Caelin, I failed to take your feelings into account. Is that it? Trouble yourself no more. You have put my safety above all else. I have seen that. Hold your head up and be proud. Milady Lindis. Bah! Arrogant child. If she had but shed a single tear, I would have granted her request. We Lycian nobles will never understand those prideful savages. Are those your true feelings toward the nomads of Sakia, my lord? What? Oh, Wrath. I didn't see you there. My comments do not reflect on you. You are my captain. I'm proud of your service. Of course. As long as we bend our knee to you, you care not where we're from. But when an equal comes from my lands, what conceit? Wrath, how can you speak to me like that? I have treated you well, have I not? I have paid you well. I have treated you better than your kind deserves. You will never understand. My service ends here. So it seems like the Lord here is kind of just, in a way, just like a racist bigot, almost. Alright, so it seems that Wrath has told the Lord that, I don't want to work for you anymore. If you really feel that way about me and my people, it doesn't matter how well you've treated me. If your character is reflected by how you're treating the rest of my people, and I don't want to work for you anymore. So Wrath takes his leave, and we'll see what happens to him. The Marquis of Arafin. He said my grandfather was ill. We must hurry to Caelin. As we approach Caelin, Lundgren's obstacles will be more difficult to overcome. However, I vowed to see you through to the end, milady. I'm counting on you, Kent. I'm with you too. Thank you, Sane. Hero, thank you for always standing at my side. It's because of all of you that I will persevere. They will never break my spirit. Wrath! What is it? What are you... I overheard the Marquis talking to himself. Lyn of the Lorca, proud daughter of the Sakia. I will join you. I would add my strength to yours. Really? And this, I want you to take it. This is gold. It's too much, I can't accept it. I have no need for it, and if it will help you, but I cannot take back something once offered. Wrath, I thank you. Alright, so Wrath has just given us 5,000 gold, which is more than double of what we currently had, so it's a very generous offer. We'll go ahead and conclude our video here. I'll see you guys for the next one.